I will tell you about the hidden call that you have always felt and ignored. Have you ever felt that the teachings you hear about spirituality only scratch the surface? That behind the beautiful words, the inspiring quotes, and the stories told for centuries, there must be something deeper, something that no one dares to say openly? If you're watching this video right now, it's not by chance. You were guided here. Because today, we are going to uncover the secret truths of the greatest spiritual masters in history. Truths that are not found in books, not spoken on stages, and not easily revealed in public. And once you hear them, you may never see spirituality the same way again. Behind the serene smiles and calm voices of the masters, there is another side. One filled with inner struggles, moments of solitude, doubts, and profound transformations. This is not a story of perfect saints. It is the revelation that even the most enlightened faced shadows, and it is precisely in their humanity that we find the key to our own awakening. The truth may shake you, but it will also liberate you. Because to awaken is not to become flawless, it is to become authentic. So I invite you, don't just watch this video as a passive observer. Let it be an inner journey. Every word here can be a mirror, every story a seed, every silence an initiation. And if you stay with me until the end, I will guide you through a short practice, a moment where you will feel, not just understand, what the masters were really pointing to. Stay with me, because the truth you'll discover today may be exactly what your soul has been waiting for. What are spiritual masters, really? When we say, spiritual master, what comes to your mind? Perhaps a monk in silence, a guru radiating light, or a wise elder with eyes that see through your soul. But beyond appearances, a true master is not defined by clothes, rituals, or titles. A master is a human being who pierced through the illusions of the ego and woke up to the infinite reality of consciousness. They live not only as individuals but as living expressions of unity with the whole. They can be called avatars, sages, guides, or teachers. Some walked visibly among us, like Jesus, Buddha, Yogananda, Ramana Maharshi. Others remain anonymous, walking in silence, hidden, working behind the scenes of life itself. There are even masters in non-physical realms, guiding through intuition, dreams, and synchronicities. But here is the first truth: a true master doesn't want worshippers. They don't want blind followers. They want to awaken other masters. Think about this. If you place a master on a pedestal, you distance yourself from the very wisdom they carry. Because their role was never to be idolized. Their role was to remind you of who you already are. A true master does not want to be remembered as a statue, but as a mirror. They don't want to be imitated, they want you to awaken. Their vibration teaches more than words. Their silence teaches more than books. And the invitation they bring is clear. Stop searching for light outside, and begin to remember the light that already burns inside you. Now, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, have I been seeking answers outside, chasing gurus, books, or techniques, when deep down I know that the answer has always been within me? This question is the first step of awakening. And as you hold it in your heart, we'll now dive into what has been hidden for centuries. The truths the masters never explained in public, but lived in their own flesh and spirit. The secret truths they never wanted idolized. When people imagine spiritual masters, they see perfect beings, untouchable, glowing, immune to flaws. But here lies the secret: they never wanted to be seen that way. Jesus said, "You are gods." Buddha taught the middle way, not a worship of himself, but a discovery within each person. Ramana Maharshi would often remain silent, because the real answer was not in words, but in the disciples' own heart. They never wanted temples filled with their statues. They wanted awakened beings who remembered their own divine nature. Another truth: silence was their greatest teaching. In our noisy world, we believe wisdom comes from words, explanations, theories. But silence is the mother of truth. Buddha reached enlightenment sitting silently under a tree. Ramana Maharshi transformed lives without uttering a single word. In silence, the ego collapses, and the soul emerges. Silence is not emptiness, it is fullness without noise. And this is why many people don't understand the masters, because they keep seeking answers in the outside noise, instead of entering the silence within. And here is perhaps the most surprising truth. Masters also struggled. They were not immune to darkness. Jesus faced temptation in the desert and deep loneliness in Gethsemane. Buddha confronted his inner demons under the fig tree. Francis of Assisi was rejected by his own people. Enlightenment is not a gift that falls from the sky, it is a fire forged in pain, in doubt, in confronting shadows. If even they had to walk through darkness, why do we think our path will be only light? Now imagine this, a master is not someone who never falls, but someone who falls consciously and rises with even more love. Their sacred humanity is the bridge to our own transformation. And this is the truth few want to admit. The masters were not gods above us, they were humans who revealed the divine inside humanity. They were not exceptions, they were examples of what we all can become. So the question now is, are you willing to look at them not as idols to be worshipped, but as mirrors that reveal your own infinite potential? Because the moment you stop idolizing, you begin to awaken. And awakening is not about following someone, it's about becoming who you truly are. What can we apply today? Guided practices. Knowing these truths is powerful, but knowledge without practice is just entertainment. The masters always emphasized one thing: live the truth, don't just hear it. So now, let's bring these revelations into your daily life. The first practice is spiritual authenticity. Stop pretending to be spiritual. Stop trying to look awakened. True spirituality is not about quotes, white clothes, or fancy rituals. It is about honesty with yourself. Look at your own shadows. Admit your fears. Honor your process. The masters didn't shine because they were perfect, they shone because they were real. Authenticity is magnetic, and when you live it, you naturally align with higher frequencies. The second practice is conscious silence. And I want to guide you right now. Close your eyes, if possible. Take a deep breath, and let it out slowly. For a few seconds, do nothing. Just listen. Notice the silence beneath all sounds. Feel how, in this moment, there is no past, no future, only presence. This silence is not emptiness. It is the very space where your soul speaks. Stay here for a few breaths. This simple practice, done daily, can transform your entire life. The third practice is self-study. Every day, observe yourself as if you were a scientist of your own soul. Ask, what patterns am I repeating? What emotions am I avoiding? What truth am I not telling myself? This self-inquiry reveals more than any sacred text, because the greatest scripture is written in your own being. The masters studied themselves until they found the infinite within. You can do the same. And finally, the most important practice, commitment to awakening now. Not tomorrow. Not when life gets easier. Awakening is not a future event, it is a choice you make in this very moment. In the middle of your chaos, your work, your family, your struggles. This is where the divine hides. This is where transformation happens. Stop postponing. The master you seek is already whispering within you, waiting to be remembered. Now you know, the spiritual masters never wanted followers, fame, or worship. They wanted you to awaken. Their silence, their humanity, their struggles, and their light. All were invitations for you to remember the truth within yourself. So let me ask you, which of these revelations spoke to your soul today? Leave it in the comments. Your sharing might awaken someone else. If this video touched you, share it with a friend. Sometimes, one message is enough to ignite a transformation. And if you want to continue walking this path with us, subscribe and activate the bell, because every video here is a step deeper into awakening. Remember this phrase. The true master is not outside, he whispers within you, in silence, waiting to be remembered. Carry it with you today. Sit in silence. Feel. And awaken. See you in the next video. Milky Way sparkles.